Welcome back to UView, the show dedicated to Arlington youth. My name is Jasper Zellmer, and on behalf of the whole UView team, we are so lucky to have you back for a brand new season featuring new members, new content, and new in-person opportunities. We are so grateful to be able to use this amazing space here at ACMi Studio B. Be sure to stop by and check it out for yourself. For now, thank you for tuning in to this special exclusive episode about how things will look in the rest of Season 2 and beyond. We hope you enjoy the student debate held right here in the studio. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Pop Debates, where students have the opportunity to debate pop culture. I'm joined today in ACMi Studio B with Caleb Choi and Corin Dixon. How are you guys today?
I'm good, thank you.
Happy to be here.
Awesome. Today we will be debating softball versus volleyball. Caleb will be debating volleyball and Corin will be debating on behalf of softball. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to start with Corin. I'm going to give you a minute to present your main argument, okay? Ready? You have the floor.
So my main argument in favor of softball is that it's a sport that requires a lot of thinking. You have to be on your feet and thinking the entire game. Even if you're not likely to have a ball come to you, you have to be paying attention just in case something happens. And then when you're at bat, you have to be ready to move and make a split-second decision to swing at the ball, to let it go, and if you do swing it, where to swing exactly and the speed of your swing. Softball, you have to be ready to think at a moment's notice. You have to be up and going. Even when you're on the bench, you have to be up and going, cheering on your teammates. As your cheering really carries your teammates along. And also, softball's many things to make it a good sport to play, including pants, which is one of my favorite points in favor of softball. It's really useful to have a sport where you wear pants. It's a lot nicer to run in than shorts, per se, and it's really useful, conductive to the sport when doing things such as sliding into a base. And softball is just a really fun sport to play, and it requires a lot of strategy and the play style.
Fantastic. Okay.
Thank you.
Caleb, I'm going to give you 1 minute to present your full argument. So you have the floor.
One thing I could like to say for volleyball is that the atmosphere is always really, really nice. The crowd is really, really just like very bubbly and just a lot more like energy. And also there's just like the movement in volleyball is just really, really fast paced, and you have to really, really just think about it. And it's also like a lot of strategy and play style, and like softball as well. But I think that in volleyball it's just faster, and you have to think a lot more, and you have to be on your feet as well, like softball. But it's just faster, and softball is just a lot of standing around, in my opinion. And yeah, it's just really more entertaining, in my opinion.
Awesome. Okay. I'm now going to give you each 30 seconds to respond to the other person's argument. So, Corin, you have the floor for your rebuttal.
Yeah, so my response to that is, while softball does appear to have a lot of standing around, depending on what position you're playing, you are moving every single pitch, even if it's just when you're in the outfield just to get ready to run, to move. And if it comes at you, you have to be prepared with instant notice to figure out what direction to start running. For the ball, you have to calculate the velocity and the angle of it. Same with volleyball, you have to do similar things, but for softball, it's much harder to spot ball. It's physically much smaller. And what you said about atmosphere is, depending on what it is, softball can have a fantastic atmosphere. You're outside, you're having fun. It's the beginning of summer. It's just some of the nicest weather there is. And it's just, you're outside. You just get to spend time outside. It's really nice.
Okay, fantastic. Caleb, I'm now going to give you 30 seconds for your rebuttal. So you have the floor.
I think also the fact that you mentioned outside, I think considering the fact that volleyball is mainly an indoor sport, or the sport that I'm talking about now, it's not susceptible to the weather or whatnot, so it can't be canceled, I think. And also another thing would just be like, you don't really need pockets in your pants. You don't really need them, because you're just playing the sport, and I don't think there's a point in that.
May I
Okay.
please have the floor? You always need pockets in your pants.
Would you guys like 30 more seconds to respond?
Yes, I would.
All right,
Jasper.
fantastic. Corwin, you have the floor.
So pockets are one of the most important part of any sporting game, whether it be pockets in your bag to carry your batting gloves, or pockets in your pants to, once again, carry your batting gloves. Maybe your phone, but really your batting gloves. What happens? You get this first base, you're standing there for a while. Maybe you advance to second, you're just standing there, it's boring. What you do to keep in the game, you take off your batting gloves. Where do you put them? In your pockets. Pockets are one of the most useful part of clothing, and it's incredibly useful to the sport of softball. In volleyball, you don't have pockets. It's sad. Thank you. That's my point.
Okay, fantastic. Caleb, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to respond.
Y'all have those big bags, those huge bags. What would you need pockets for? You just carry around that huge bag. And I think it's a complete difference with volleyball. I mean, granted, with volleyball, you don't even need that much equipment. It's just you and the ball and the net. That's all you really need. I think that's just a lot more simpler in consideration to that as well. You don't need pockets. There's no point for that. And
Okay, that's fantastic. You both have said everything you have to say?
yep.
All right, fantastic.
good.
All right, and that's all for this episode's Pop Debate. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Caleb. Thank you, Corin, for joining us here today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. We'll see you next time. And that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to keep a lookout for the next full episode coming very soon. I'm Jasper Zellmer, and on behalf of the entire UVU team, we'll see you next time.